All right, this is how we set up our pump to start pumping. So these pieces we want to make sure are nice and tight and flush. And you're going to push your button here, open this up, and these sit right down in here, press it nice and firm. Close this back up. And then these are our tubes. In your kit, you have, this is the flange. We have size 24s and 27s. Connects to the bottle. So this goes on here. And you have two. Very quickly, this is the hand pump piece. It goes in the same hole that this goes into if you want a hand pump. Nipple goes in the center here. You start up here and you go kind of quick for 30 seconds to a minute to prime the pump, and then you start down here and you start pumping to hand pump. It's just an option, but to use this pump, you're gonna put the other one in here. So that's to double pump. If you're gonna single pump, you just do one single side. But we're gonna double pump here. You're gonna make sure that your nipples go right in the center, and then you're gonna turn your pump on, and then you're gonna push the initiation button, the little drops button over here. You use the initiation button for the first 5 days or until you get 20 mLs consecutively. So this is gonna go through different phases. So it'll change the suction. It might pause, it might jump up here, the little drop on there. It'll change, but if as you're pumping you need a little more, you can turn the dial up and then the little drops button will go up more. More suction does not mean more milk, so we want it to be comfortable and not painful. You're gonna be pumping every 3 hours for 15 minutes for the first 3 to 5 days until your milk comes in. Once your milk comes in, you're gonna be pumping every 3 hours until your milk stops spraying out for about 2 minutes after that. Once this is all done, the pump will shut off and it will beep there, the power button to turn it off. Once you're done, take these off, leave these with the pump. They don't get washed. So your milk will be in here, and it's normal to not get any milk for the first 3 to 5 days. You might get some drops right along here. You might get some drops down in the bottom, but that's normal. It's not abnormal to not have much milk at all. The milk is coming. Once you're all done, you take all of these pieces apart. Your milk will be down in here, and that's where you're going to either put a nipple on the top of this, or you're gonna put a syringe in and draw the milk out. All of these pieces get taken apart, even this little white membrane, and they get washed at the sink with hot soapy water, rinsed off well, and then laid out on the counter to dry. Once they're done drying, make sure that this goes back in here and it lays flat. When you put it in, it shouldn't have any space in there, because if not, it will not create a suction. So make sure it's nice and flat, and then the pieces go back together just like that. Medela has come up with a new colostrum collector with the pump kits. You'll see it here. Right here is the vent hole, so that has to be facing up when you attach it. And then there's 2 smiley faces. They also have to be facing up in attaching. So when you put it on, it's gonna be just like this with the vent hole up and the 2 smiley faces facing up. This colostrum collector holds 5 milliliters. So once mom starts making colostrum, she can pump right into this, take this off, and then have the milk right in there and draw it up with the syringe and feed it to the baby. If she's holding onto this milk to save it for later, she can use the cap, just like that, for later. Once mom starts making more than 5 milliliters, she can take that out and use it just like this.